Yo, 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 what up, my people? Welcome back to another episode of the Radical Latino. Now, I saw this notification come through my feed, right? Talking about Tariq Nasheed versus Derrick Cologne, right? And for those who don't know who Derrick Cologne is I believe he's a I consider him a historian of hip hop culture, a historian of hip hop history, and pretty much he took it upon himself to correct all the misinformation that a lot of FBA individuals, even Tariq Nasheed himself, is putting out, saying that Latinos were not part of hip hop and Latinos never contributed nothing to hip hop. So he's here, pretty much dispelling that myth, saying no, we were there. Mind you, he's not saying that Latinos invented hip hop. That's not what I'm saying either. He's not saying that Latinos made hip hop and then black folks came. Nobody's saying that. He's simply saying that Latinos were there and they contributed. That's it. And I agree with that because historically speaking, that's exactly what happened. So we're gonna go on this little debate. I'm gonna break it down just a little bit because you can tell the deceivingness of Tariq, how he tries to manipulate the situation. And I commend Derrick for keeping his cool and also being cordial and not falling for the okey doke because um you can tell that Derrick was like, when he was wrong, he admitted that he was wrong, but Tariq will never do that. He has too much of an ego. You know what I'm saying? So this is pretty much the debate itself right here. And I'm gonna go and play it, and then I'm gonna break it down. All right, so here we go.
DJs that would play these breaks. There's Baron, Breakout, Theodore, Herc, Flash, Bam. Charlie Chase is part of that first generation. He's 75. So, I can't speak to Smokey because I don't know, but I know who the first gen is. And Mario is part of the first generation, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. What's up, Tariq? How are you, man?
I'm good. How's everybody doing?
Good, my brother. Glad to have you up, Tariq.
What's up,
Yes,
nigga?
indeed. It's, man, let's first of all, we got to clear up a lot of stuff. There's no such thing as a Latin break. There's no such thing. That's something that our good brother Mr. Cologne has made up. Nobody was doing a Latin break because a Latin break doesn't exist. James Brown, when he did Give It Up and Turn It Loose.
Let me just say there is such thing as a Latin break. Everybody knows when Latinos spit their music or have their music playing, you know exactly what a Latino what it sounds like. Come on, let's keep it real. So that is a Latin break, with the congas and it is, with the pianos and trumpets and stuff like, it's a percussion, right? So it's a certain style. So when Latinos such as myself or Derrick are talking about Latin breaks, we're not talking about Spanish. We're talking about things that we made, that Latinos made in contribution to to music as a style. So when he talks about a Latin break, there is such thing as a Latin break. Tariq is too ignorant to know that because he doesn't want to admit that there is. But I like how Derrick pretty much checks him on that. So let's go.
That wasn't Latin. Even in the song, when they were playing the Congos, he was like, to the Jungle Brother. In the Jungle Brother, he was making a reference to Africa. The Congo has always been an African instrument. When you say Latin, you're talking about Spanish culture. There's nothing Spanish about a damn Congo. Let's get that straight. They try to play these little sleight of hand tricks when it comes to instrumentation and music genres.
Again, I'm not talking about just Congos either. I'm talking about it's a marriage of different instruments that make our beats. It's a marriage, not just Congos on its own. No, it's a combination of things. But Tariq knows that, so he's trying to play dumb right now. But let's go.
A lot of the Congo playing in the early 70s, including the Incredible Bongo Band. There was a foundational Black American sister out of Detroit playing on that record. the same sister who was playing on some of the early Marvin Gaye records. If you look at or listen to the What's Going On record, listen to a lot of the congos in that. That's a sister from Detroit playing that. Nobody Latin. So let's stop this stuff. We knew about the congos. We knew about drums. We knew about percussive instruments. That was something that we've been doing that for.
So Tariq likes to also dismiss certain Latino, contributions to history and to Black Americans as a whole. And he again did it. If a sister from Detroit is playing the congos and the break is a Latin break, it doesn't matter if a sister from Detroit is playing it. It's like me saying, well, the whole genre of hip hop is Latino because a brother from Puerto Rico is DJing. That doesn't make the whole genre of hip hop just Latino. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make any type of sense. So that right there gets dismissed. But let's go.
A long time. We would use our body as percussive instruments. We had something called pat and juba where we would pat on our bodies in rhyme. How many of y'all remember ham bone? The ham bone, have you heard? And we're patting our bodies. So we knew about percussive instruments. So we've always done that. We've always rhymed over beats as foundational Black Americans. Going back to the 1920s, there's Black people rhyming. And let's talk about what rapping is. Rapping is atonal rhyming over a beat, meaning that you're not committing to any type of note. There's records going back to the 1920s of foundational Black Americans rhyming over beats, not just the Jubileers. We have jazz singers doing this stuff. Going back to what Cologne said.
If we really want to go back and say who really invented rhyming, the Europeans invented rhyming. The first rhymes that were ever recorded in history were in poem form in Europe. If we really want to go back, that makes no type of sense. That makes no type of sense. Hear me, what you heard? That makes no type of sense. That's not rapping. That's not rapping. And I know a lot of people want to talk about pig meat and all that other stuff. Bro, that is not rapping. What rapping really is, you have melody, flow, you gotta have bars. Come on now. That's what rapping is. That's what rapping is. And bet you $100 that back in them days, they weren't calling it rapping. They were calling it some other dumb shit. You feel me? But that's not rapping. Talking about Mary had a little lamb. That's not rapping. Those are just rhymes. Those are just rhymes that sound good when you put words together. That's all it is. Now you gonna tell me Dr. Seuss is a rapper now? Green eggs and ham. No, sir, I can't. Like, come on now. So Dr. Seuss is a rapper now. If we're gonna be talking about rhyming, let's talk about rhyming. That this conversation gets so idiotic when you go down the line because it makes no type of sense when certain people speak. It literally makes no type of sense when certain people speak. They literally start saying the most dumbest shit. Well, back in the 1920s, well, fuck it. I'm going to go back to the fucking Kingdom of Europe when the first actual recording record of people rhyming was in poetry form, written down. They invented it. That's it. Case closed. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. This conversation gets so stupid, but let's keep it going.
Earlier about Pumpkin being one of the first producers in hip hop. Pumpkin was Panamanian. Nobody knew that guy was Panamanian at all. He was playing funk breaks, and the record "Rapping and Rockin' the House," that's an interpolation of Cheryl Lynn, "Got to Be Real," foundational Black American sister.
So everybody knew he was Panamanian, brother. Nobody knew he was Panamanian. Everybody knew he was Panamanian. Tariq, come on, man.
Cologne.
Come on. See when Tariq gets caught in a lie. When Tariq gets caught in a lie, I've noticed this because when Tariq lost that lawsuit against Pan African Strikes Back, and he was out here lying, you can tell, and there was a clear tell that he would stutter his words and go, "Come on." That's exactly what he just did right now. Watch this.
Come on, man. He knew he was Panamanian. Tariq, come on, man.
Cologne.
Come on, man.
Come on, bro. Really? When he gets caught, I've noticed that. I've noticed that when he gets caught in a lie or when he's lying, he likes to stutter and just minces words. It's really funny. It's really funny. But let's keep it going.
Man.
Shot Rock isn't. Listen, brother. Okay, if you want to talk about what people knew, you're talking about all of these Latinos who were there beforehand. Everybody in the movie, microphone check, including Shot Rock, who's rapping on Ramming and Rock in the House.
Right.
She said wasn't no Puerto Ricans there in the early days. You understand?
Okay.
Melly Mel, who's in the movie, said wasn't no Puerto Ricans there in the early days. The first B-boys who were there in the early 70s, Sasa, Trixie, they said weren't no Puerto Ricans dancing with them. Coke Rock, the first MC, wasn't no Puerto Ricans around. Charlie Rock, who you had on your broadcast before, he said wasn't no Puerto Ricans around. Nobody knew these so-called
He didn't say
B-boy
that.
crews.
He didn't, Tariq. He didn't say that. Come on now.
Yes,
he said there was.
Remember, Tariq likes to mince people's words. You know what I'm saying? He likes to mince people's words. So when a certain individual says, "Okay, well, I didn't see that," he'll take it as, "Oh, well, he said that there's nobody." You know what I'm saying? And Colonel's about to correct him. So check this out.
He said there wasn't many Puerto Ricans around. He said there was some.
Sir,
okay, he didn't say there were none.
No, in the early days,
In the
wasn't
early
no
days.
Puerto Ricans, right? Wasn't no Puerto Ricans around. He said y'all came later. I have him on film saying this. You came later. I have him on film saying this, brother. No,
he's on my platform saying it. So yeah, I know he said that. Yeah.
Right. And are you saying all of these pioneers are lying, Cologne?
No. Let me explain. So when they say that again, I'm not where they were. I'm not in their head. I can't speak for them, and I won't even attempt to do that. As far as Chirac and
but you were in the Bronx.
I was in the Bronx, yes. Yeah, but let me answer Tariq. So as far as Chirac, so Pumpkin is Panamanian and Costa Rican. The conga player that's playing on Rapping and Rocking the House is Puerto Rican. Okay, so and I have him in my documentary coming up talking about that session and what happened in that session and the climate in the Bronx. So when they say, this is what I want to know, Tariq, when they say, what element are they talking about? Are they talking about MCing? Are they talking about the B-boys? Because Charlie Rock says there wasn't a lot of B-boys, but then I bring up 5 foundational B-boy crews from 75 to 79, and he says I never heard of them.
Right.
So
Nobody's ever heard of those people.
No, that's not true, brother. That is true.
What flyers are?
First of all, let me just say a couple of things real quick. Those things back in them days, right? Those things back in them days. A lot of information is hearsay. You really didn't have a lot of concrete proof of certain things. So remember, this was a new genre just starting off, right? This was a new genre being birthed. So people were just, in the Bronx, in a hole somewhere, doing something completely different. And in Brooklyn, somebody invents something and it won't catch on until maybe 2-3 weeks from now. And the original person, whoever did it, right? Their name gets, either amplified or somebody saw them do it and then they took it, elsewhere and said, I did it. You know what I'm saying? So there wasn't really that many, you had to just pretty much just be there so you could experience it. And a lot of people who've been there and experienced it in the Bronx said that there were Latinos there. Some say there weren't that many Latinos. Others say there was a lot of Latinos. It really depends on where you were. So that's why this conversation really gets a little dicey, because some of the pioneers experienced it And some of the pioneers, you know, say yes, they were. Oh, I haven't heard that crew. I haven't heard this. But other pioneers go like, yeah, I did hear that crew. I know who they are. So it's a hit and miss because nothing was recorded until later on down during the 80s. That's when you get the Puerto Ricans that started, taking photos and all this other stuff and actually started recording these type of events. They started recording these type of things. You know what I'm saying? So this is the reason why now we know certain things back in the early days, and Tariq almost got sued for that. You know, talking about Latinos weren't there, but guess what? Latino almost sued you for using his photos, right? Um, the thing is that it's a hit and miss, and Tariq likes to use that hit and miss, that little mystery in between, to use doubt and say, hey, well, Latinos didn't even do nothing because part of his thing is Latinos didn't contribute to nothing. And that's what he likes to do, which is completely misleading because his racism is against Latinos. Let's keep it 1,000. All right, but let's keep it going.
Are they on?
TBB?
Yes. What flyers do you see those guys
I got
on?
flyers for you. I'll send you the flyers.
I would love
I'll
to see
send you the flyers. I'll
from
send
what
them to you.
and from what year?
Right, the 70s. I'll send you the
I
flyers.
would like to see them. All
Okay.
of these other Puerto Rican B-boy crews you were naming, none of them are on flyers.
Yep, they're all on flyers, bro.
No,
TBB
how
is
come
on
nobody?
flyers.
Whose flyer? I would love to see these flyers
Jams.
because
No,
nobody
you weren't
heard
with
of these
us.
guys, bro. And these
That's
weren't
not
really
true.
B-boy crews. These were just like little cliques of Puerto Rican dudes hanging with each other. They weren't really B-boy crews. You're saying.
Look how he dismisses it. So Cologne is pretty much answering him. Where were they from? Where were they at? He's like Jams, TBB. He's giving them an answer. And then he goes, oh, well, nobody really heard of them. You know, these are just still small Puerto Rico. Come on now. You wanted an answer, you got the answer, and now you're dismissing it. Let's keep it going.
Saying that B-boy crews, nobody knew them.
But we talked about earlier, you weren't on yet. We talked about what was happening on Herc's side of town, what was happening in Bronxdale where Mario was, and then we talked about what was happening at in the South Bronx, 118, 129 St. Martin's. That's where they were. So if you talk to Grand Wizard Theodore, he'll tell you who those crews were. If you talk to Charlie Chase, he'll tell you who those crews were. The B-boy community knows who those crews were. I don't know how Charlie Rock does not know them. He says he was around there, but he says up and down he has no record. But here's what's funny, Tariq. He says he doesn't know them, but he knows Track 2 and he knows Bomb 5. Track 2 is from Star Child LaRock, one of those crews. Bomb 5 is from
nobody
TBB.
heard of these. Nobody heard of Star Child LaRock. They've never been on no flyers back in the day.
Oh, brother.
No.
I'll send them to you.
Nobody's heard of them, dude.
Okay.
A couple of dudes hanging around on their block. Nobody knew these guys.
These are big crews, bro. These are not small
They were
crews.
not big crews. Nobody knows them. Nobody knows any of these guys, man. That's like
why
the
are you
dudes
saying
who
that?
like,
because Charlie
don't
said
nobody
that?
know these dudes, man. No, nobody knows them. Nobody knows these guys. You guys are trying to make some insignificant dudes relevant that nobody knew in the 1970s.
So
these guys didn't move the culture. Nobody knew these dudes, man. Nobody knew them.
I'll tell you what. That's
why there's no proof. It's always, I'm gonna show you. I'll show you later. No, show us now. Show us where they are.
Well, I can't.
Who knows these guys?
I can't pull up the flyer for you right now.
Nobody knew him, man. Charlie Rock didn't know him. And even your guy, when you had him on your broadcast, they were saying that they got their dancing from black people.
Who's that?
Your guy. What's
guy?
Your guy? Was it Batch? Yeah, Batch.
No, he didn't say he got dancing from black people. He said that hip hop comes from black Americans. Yes.
They learned it from black people. They learned it from black people. Dude, don't twist the man's words. They got it from black people, dude. That's what he said on your broadcast. They got it from black people.
That's not what he said.
That's what he said.
That's not what he said. To mix the words. Tariq, come on. He said,
dude. So he's saying hip hop came from black people.
That's what he said.
All right. So is he a liar? Is he a liar? If he said hip hop comes from black people, your own guy, the Puerto Rican Batch, who's a part of this magnificent crew that you're talking about, saying that hip hop came from black people, is your boy lying?
No, he's not lying. He's talking about the rap industry. That's what he's talking about.
Oh
He
Lord.
made that clear. He made that clear. He said, "I'm talking about the rap part of hip hop."
He didn't say that. He didn't say that on there.
No. Did you see the second video that he made?
Oh Lord, explain it now.
See, when Tariq gets caught, then he starts just saying, "Oh, you splain and you this, you that." Oh my God! See, okay, but all right, people, I'm done. Come on now. No, Cologne is pretty much breaking down. No, this is exactly what it is. He even clarified what he meant by that. Like, come on now. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. Like, let's not, bro. Let's not go there. You know what I'm saying? But let's keep it going.
I would explain.
No, I mean, did you see the second? He made it. I didn't make it. He made it.
He said
made
hip
a
hop
second
came
video.
from his black brothers. He said your Puerto Rican
Yes.
brethren said hip hop came from black people. That's what he said.
He
Now you're
did
trying
say
to
that.
remix what he said.
I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not. He did say
Come on,
that,
Derrick.
Tariq.
Right.
Tariq,
So,
I'm not.
so
I'm
why
not,
are you
he
denying
said
it?
that.
Okay, if he said it, why are you denying it now, Derrick?
I'm not denying it. I'm telling you what he meant by what he said.
Oh, he meant something else.
That's what he's saying. I can't
Okay,
speak
there
for
you
him,
go,
bro.
family. See, this is what we're saying. This is why we're setting the record straight, because y'all doing this little word, this little sleight of hand game.
Brother.
Well, it meant something else. He said this, but it meant something. That's why we have to get the record straight with you and the Fat Joes out here.
So what about the Zulu Kings? What about the Zulu Kings?
What about them, dude? What about the Zulu Kings?
You're talking about. They're part of the foundational crews. The Zulu Kings are part of those foundational crews.
The thing is, a lot of those cats were nomadic B-boys and B-girls. So they were going all around the Bronx, dancing, clicking up with people. So they were, a crew or a clique, these were like informal gatherings. You get 3 or 4 people who are individual dancers, they become a clique for that day, and then they become individual
but we're
dancers.
not talking about that.
We're talking about the Zulu Kings.
We're talking about the specific Zulu Kings.
See how he tries to dismiss it? Derrick is trying to get him down on something. And this is how he gets Tariq, because he just dismisses it. That doesn't mean that he's clever in debating or anything. No, you're dismissing the man's question. What about the Zulu Kings? The Zulu Kings was a group of Latinos, but yet he knows this, but he doesn't want to admit it. Let's keep it going.
Charlie Rock is a member of the original 11 Zulu Kings.
Okay,
that's not a nomadic. I'm asking you if they're part of these foundational crews, which they are. It's TBB, it's Salso, it's the Zulu Kings, it's Star Child of Rock, it's CC, and it's the Rockwell Association. And when you got legends,
these are not foundational crews. These are just, a lot of these are random crews. It's TBB. They're not a foundational crew. What are they the foundation of? You're trying to mix some TBB with the Zulu Kings.
They're the first foundational B-boy crews.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
I'm talking about all the crews. These are the
TBB is not the first time. No, you can't be the first foundational group of anything and nobody's ever heard of you. They're not the first foundational group.
Everybody
they're
knows
they're not comparable. They're not comparable to the Zulu Kings and Charlie Rock and those guys. Charlie Rock and those guys are on early flyers in the 1970s. No, TBB, they're not.
No, they're not.
Charlie Rock's name is on the flyer in 1977, sir.
Yes, he's an MC. He's a rapper. He's an MC at that point. He's not
Charlie Rock was an MC.
Charlie Rock was with the Soul Sonic Force. Yes, he's an MC.
Charlie Rock made a record in the early 80s. So he was rapping in the early 80s, but he was a B-boy.
I know he was a B-boy. Yeah.
In the 70s.
I know he was a B-boy in the 70s.
So what are you talking about?
I'm talking about the name on the flyer. When he's on that flyer, he's not on there as a B-boy, he's on there as an MC. That's what I'm telling you. These are his words, not mine. I've already discussed this with him.
At that time, he was still a B-boy. He was a B-boy. You had
look how Tariq stood shut because he didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? But now he's gonna try to make it seem like you could MC and be a B-boy at the same time, which that's not what Cologne is talking about. Cologne is talking about when you're on the flyers because you're an MC, no B-boy was on the flyer unless it was just specific B-boy events. You know what I'm saying? And you were like super, super, super known. But outside of that, no B-boys were on flyers unless you were MC or a DJ. Let's keep it real. And Cologne clarifies, and Tariq just dismisses that.
So
Melly
was
Mel,
Flash. So
Melly
was
Mel was a
Mel.
B-boy. No, Melly
Yes.
right. I'm saying Melly Mel was a B-boy, but he was an MC too.
I know.
Grandmaster Flash
that.
was a B-boy. Grandmaster Flash was a B-boy too.
Yes, I know.
Skyrock was a B-girl. A
Yes,
lot
I
of them
know.
rapped and rhymed and danced. So that's not anything.
Yes.
That's not saying anything, sir.
I agree with you. Well, everything you said.
Okay,
yeah,
but the thing is,
that's
you
all
tried
true.
to do a slight. You tried to do a sleight of hand to make it seem like there was a difference between the two, as if they weren't doing the same thing. Many of them were B-boys, B-girls, MCs, all wrapped up in one. Graffiti artists, all wrapped in one. Herc was a graffiti artist as well as a DJ. So a lot of them encompassed a lot of the elements of hip hop. So let's not do the sleight of hand.
But do you think it's responsible of you, somebody who's doing a documentary at that caliber, that you're going to do yours? Do you think it's responsible that you're saying that these other crews did not exist or nobody knew about them? Have you tried to speak to any of these people?
It's responsible to tell the truth, because many people within your community, the white Latino community, are going around here trying to colonize our culture by lying. And you weren't there at those B-boy jams.
Again, I don't know what the white Latino community is, but the white Latinos, the European white Latinos, the ones that actually call themselves Spaniards and shit, they don't want nothing to do with other Latinos. Let's keep it 1,000. That's they don't want nothing to do with us. So whenever they talk about the white Latino, or here in America, the white Latinos, and y'all clicked up with it, no, just because we're Latino, we share the same culture, doesn't mean that we're the same. It's like us saying FBA is clicked up with white Americans because y'all share the same culture, right? It will be fair for me to say that. So that means y'all basically white supremacists, right? Is that what we're going at? You know what I mean? That wouldn't be fair for me to say because it doesn't make sense. The same way how it doesn't make sense when y'all talk about the white Latinos. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. But let's keep it going.
Have you spoken to any of these guys?
I've spoken to all of the pioneers, almost every significant pioneer. I don't need to speak to Batch.
Have you spoken to Charlie Chase?
When I tried to speak to you and other Puerto Ricans, y'all were ducking and dodging and dipping and diving. When I tried to speak,
that ducked out.
Right,
I was the only one that ducked out. I don't know.
Right, when I tried to speak to you, you kept dipping and diving and ducking out and flaking out. Mm-hmm. I wanted to speak to Charlie Chase, and I told you to hook me up with him. Y'all start dipping and diving and ducking and dodging. So I don't want to hear that.
No.
I don't want to hear that. Let's not. We're not going to do that, because when I went to the Bronx looking for you guys, none of y'all hit me up. I went to the Bronx. Hey, I called you personally. I said, Derrick, give me some of these Puerto Rican pioneers. Give me Crazy Legs information.
You didn't ask me that. You didn't ask me that.
That's a lie.
Come on. You didn't ask me that.
That's a goddamn lie. That's a damn lie.
Yes, I did. My information.
And I asked for all of those people's information. That's a goddamn lie. You're lying now.
Well,
I asked for some of these Puerto Ricans. Did I not ask for Crazy Legs information?
No, you did not.
That's a lie.
You did not.
Now you're just straight up and down lying.
Keep going. I'm sorry, I cut you off. You're going to say something else,
sir. Now you're just you're arguing in bad faith, because now you're just not telling the truth.
You didn't ask me for Crazy Legs.
Yes, I did. I asked you to hook me up with these Puerto Rican pioneers, and you were like, "I'm gonna see what's up. I'm gonna hook you up with this one random person that don't nobody know." I'm like, "Okay, have him hit me up."
Yeah,
he never hit me up either.
Randy?
Yeah, he never hit me up when I was out there. Right, and he's a nobody, and he's another nobody, by the way. But I have your nobody on there. He never hit me up anyway, and I gave you guys my number. So don't play that. Don't play that game as if I didn't reach.
I gave him your number. Hold on.
And he never hit me up. And he never hit me up. So I was there for all of it.
I can't control that. But here's where you didn't go. Here's where you didn't go.
No,
Tariq, be
I don't
honest.
want to. No. I don't want to
You
hear where I
didn't go to
didn't go. I
Crotona
was there in
Park.
the Bronx. Oh,
You
stop
didn't
it!
go to
Stop!
Crotona Park.
For
You
what?
went
Go
to
to Katona
Mario's
Park for what?
Day.
For what? For what? What am
For
I
the
going to do
Crotona
at
Park game that
an
Cavs
outdoor
was
concert?
throwing. Yeah,
What
that
am I going
Cavs
to do
threw.
at an outdoor concert?
Interview people, because that's where they all
Interview
work.
who? I'm not playing Where's Waldo for the Puerto Ricans. Interview who?
Everybody was there.
Who's everybody?
Everybody. All
I'm
these
not playing. I'm
crews.
not playing Where's Waldo to find some Puerto Rican. Let
Come on,
me
man.
know who's who, and I'll go interview him. I'm not going to go to a concert and just kind of wish for some magical Puerto Rican to pop the
But you
fuck
went to
up. Let
Mario's
me
and
know
did
who's
that.
who.
See, this is disingenuous right here, and I can't respect Tariq with this because he's talking about, well, who's the pioneers and what do I got to speak to and all that other stuff. If there was an event there, he's definitely gonna run into somebody that's gonna, that's gonna know. But also in the same time, I totally understand this man is busy. He's not just gonna go into a concert for no reason and start interviewing people on some like YouTube bullshit. I get it. But it's really funny how I come across one of the old school flyers from the Zulu nations, right? So check this out. I want you guys to check this out right here. This is the old school flyer right here that says Funk in Heaven in 77. So this is 1977, before the 80s, right? This is 77, very early, very early. And you got all the people at the bottom, and there's a couple of Latinos here. There's a couple of Latinos here. So right here, like Charlie Rock, you know what I mean? A couple of Latinos here. All right. So all I'm saying is Latinos were definitely a part of it. You got the flyer right here. This is 1977. You know what I'm saying? So let's not pretend. You know what I'm saying? Let's not pretend like Latinos weren't part of this. But pretty much I'm gonna cut the debate short from there because it just goes back and forth and Cologne makes him look dumb. I'm gonna just keep it 1,000. You guys could definitely go check it out yourselves. But tell me what you guys think. You guys agree? Disagree? Do you guys still think that Tariq was right or Cologne was right? And shout out to Derrick Cologne for actually being stand up and actually having a formal respectful debate. With that being said, I'm gonna catch y'all later. Peace.